welcome back to my channel. My name is Tess and this is Tess Stitches, and it has been a really long time since I last visited with you all. My last video was recorded on the 11th of September and today is Christmas Eve, so it's, to say a little while is quite an understatement. I just struggled to make a video, whether it be mental health or just being absolutely insanely busy, and the longer I put it off, the more I had to show, the more overwhelming it was. However, I want to do this before I share another video I've got planned pretty soon, so it's now or never. I do have notes, so hopefully I will keep fairly close to them and ramble as little as possible. I don't want this to be too long of a video. And I am also recording on new equipment yet again. I got the new iPhone 14, so hopefully the video and the sound quality is okay. Let me know. I have been thinking about doing the lapel mic, but I have no idea when it comes to this sort of stuff. So let's get right into it. I will put timestamps in the comments if you're only interested in certain things. Sorry if I've already said this video, this is like take 5. I am really out of practice. Anyway, let's get started. So first up, of course, whips. Since the 11th of September, I have stitched 35,232 stitches. Sorry, just absolute mental blank. I don't think that's a huge amount considering how long it's been, but I've also had a lot going on. Let's get into whips. I don't have the papers printed out. I pulled them out and tried recording one other time. I didn't put them away and they got destroyed, so I will go back to video or photo in the video and just do a little bit more editing this week, and going forward I'll probably bring it back to the photo or the cover photo page thing that I've done. Anyway, first up, as always, is Haystack Sunset by Heaven and Earth Designs, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, photography by Jeff Pritchard. I've broken this into a quadriptych. I'm now working on the third part, and since my last video I have done 33,162 stitches. It has by far gotten the majority of it. I'm not sure if I shared this goal last video, but I do want this to be a finish next year, so it's been getting a lot of love. And I will have to step back a little bit to be able to show you, but I will do that now and hope I can get it all in. Does that? I know I'm standing very awkwardly, but I'm trying to see the mirror. I am still so absolutely in love with this piece. I've only got about 1,000 stitches before I reach 50% on part 3, which is such an exciting milestone. For future, I am not leaving the largest part till last, but here is a comparison photo. I'm pretty sure I will have one from last time. And if you can see the suitcase on my bed, ignore that until plans. Next up, I don't remember working on this, but again, it's been several months. Fairy Bubbles Supersize Max Color, again charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Josephine Wall, and I put in 349 stitches. I'm not sure why I pulled it out. Maybe I wanted to work on it during the weekends and that was my let's do this once and never touch it again. I honestly cannot remember. Let me try and, I don't even know where it would be, probably up here. So this is where we're up to now. My guess with the 349 is up here. I was doing 2 squares at a time, doing the staircase feathering parking method, but I decided that it was just not working for a piece with such dense color changes. So I am moving it to the 10 by 10 blocks. Absolutely love this. Yeah, this was the piece that got me into cross stitching, and you wouldn't know it because I've done barely anything, but this is also like my 5th time restarting this. So hopefully this is the one that sticks, and hopefully I've got a before and after. That one I'm less sure about, but I'll do what I can. Next up, I have a new start that was so generously passed on to me from Gail at, is it Wombat? I'm so sorry, Gail. I will put your channel along the bottom here. I should have written that down. I started this on Granddad's birthday. He's been gone for 8 years now. Doesn't get any easier, as I'm sure everyone can understand. I went into my LNS with this piece of fabric. It is the Fortnite Fabrics Nausea Black Truffle, and originally I wanted it's by Glendon Place. I don't know if I said that, sorry. Originally I was going in to get a nice navy variegated floss because navy was Granddad's favorite color, and there wasn't anything truly navy. So what we ended up doing is getting, and I've got white because of his football team, so I ended up with these ones. So it is Anchor 152 and DMC 939. There's probably no way you're going to be able to tell, but there is a very slight difference between these two colors. So I'm just taking one strand of each and I'm doing a blend. It's very subtle, but it also isn't flat, if that makes sense. So I have put 234 stitches into this one. I hit a bit of a snag because I'm unsure how to progress. So this is where I'm up to. Started it in the center. As you can see, hopefully you can see, I started the first lot 2/2 because this fabric's 32 count. Sorry, I think I also forgot to tell you that. But I didn't like how cross stitchy it looked, so hopefully I can get it close enough without, I think you can see that. So when I went down to the A, I've actually done, I think it's called petty point, and have done 4 stitches for every one, sort of 1/1. And then I started on the H because I couldn't decide which way to go. I am leaning towards the petty point, but it also means that I'm going to like quadruple the amount of stitches required. But I want to be happy with it, right? Like if I'm going to put the time in, even if it is 2/2, it's going to take time. So I want to be happy with it. Probably going to lean towards the petty point, but I'm just going to sit with it a little while longer and figure it out. If you've got any opinions or thoughts, please let me know down below. So that's it for my whips. Next I have a single finish, and most definitely the last finish of the year. This is Coffee Drinker's Confession by Heartstrings Samplery. It got 1,487 stitches to be a finish. I am stitching this on 32 count Jay's X Stitch Hot Chocolate. I think it's Lugana, I don't know, with the called for floss, and here it is. Couldn't you just die? So originally, I think when I intended to start this chart, I'm pretty sure I was planning on doing it 2/2, so it was a little bit bigger. However, out of habit, when I started stitching on 32 count, I did 1/1, and I didn't figure out until I started with this vine here, and then I got to both sides and I was like, oh, that's going to be tiny. However, I love it. I'm not upset that I did it so small, and I think my plan to finish this when I get around to it is a flat fold, and hopefully I'll be able to have it possibly on my desk at work. I don't know, but absolutely love that. So glad it's finally a finish. Finishes are fun. Anyway, so that's it for all of my cross stitching. Next up I have a haul, and we'll lead into plans. So if you're not interested in any of that, thank you for spending time with me, and thank you for being so patient. I may or may not talk about a little life stuff at the end. I don't really have a lot to share, but we'll see how I go when I get there. So I went to a Christmas catch-up with the Belconnen cross stitches, so Canberra but north side, and was very, very fortunate to receive this bauble from Deb, and then this gorgeous needle minder from Michelle. I'm sorry if it's very glary, I do have my ring light on. So that was absolutely beautiful, completely unexpected, and thank you again, lovelies. Next, I have quite a lot of silks for you. I'm not going to spend too much time on each of them because I just don't think I can capture the colours well enough, but I am part of the Silk of the Month Club and the Seasonal Club. So here is the September Silk of the Month Club. Beautiful blues. I love this like bluey greeny color, stunning. Then there is the October, really pretty neutrals. I hope these, I've got a plan for these, hopefully they work, but that I've got a long time to figure it out, so I'm not too stressed on that one. Then next we have November, some gorgeous oranges. They're not quite that bright, I don't think. No, coming back doesn't work for me, Hannah, or I'm just not doing it properly. So that's all the Silk of the Month clubs. Then I have the seasonal pack. So autumn, I think it was. Yeah. Came with this cute little needle minder. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was just thinking maybe I put an extra one in, but no. And these are the silks that came in it. Absolutely gorgeous as always. Not much more I can say about that really. And then the winter seasonal is these ones, some more beautiful blues, and it came, the little extra this time was this, which is a winter exclusive. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then I purchased a hank. It was one of their colors, I want to say maybe their October or November color. It came with a gorgeous needle minder, and look at this lushness. So it's PR 196. They've likened it to DMC 154, which is very accurate with a very, very slight, subtle variegation. Absolutely adore this. I very nearly bought two. There's still a possibility I will buy a second. I've just got to figure out what I'm going to stitch this for, because I don't know if I'm in love with long dog charts. So, but anyway, and that's all my silks for you beautifulness. Next, I was at my sort of big craft store, box craft store. I think it's similar to Joanne's Lincraft. I don't remember what I was there for. It was not this. However, they had 40% off. I don't know what it's called. It's for knitting, I believe. You put the skein or hank or whatever the knitting thing is called, and it spins. I got this for my cones for when I twist those, just because it's a little bit more stable than the current dowel I've got in my Yarn Swift. So I only ended up being about $20, and I think it will save me a lot of grief. Almost my most exciting purchase at my new job. I'm pretty sure you know I have a new job. Anyway, I've started with finance, and they've got basement car parking, and so I am still going to my car to cross stitch on my lunch break to completely reset. And it's dark because if no one moves, all the lights go off. Didn't want to drain my car battery by having the interior lights on, and I just happened to find a cordless OttLite. I have been searching for this ever since ever. I actually thought my current OttLite clamp was cordless. It's marketed as a sewing machine light. However, it is absolutely magnificent, possibly the best $60 I've ever spent, or it's at least high up there. And I just clipped this to the sun visor, and it gives me plenty of light, and it makes stitching in the car extremely easy. So I'm super happy with that purchase. And if you, like me, were struggling to find a cordless Ott, search sewing machine light. Then we get into, I guess, more quote-unquote normal basic haul. I purchased a ton of DMC. I just wanted to replace my master set because I'm now doing the twists and just different, so I am working on building up my master set again. I purchased from my LNS a large piece of 18 count easy guide. I'm not unfolding it because it is larger than I'm not very good taking measurements into real life. And this is for a start next year on my anniversary, and I will go into that a little bit more when we get to plans. And then I also got two tiny pieces of like sample, a 20 count and a 22 count. Again, this is for long-term plans like the first of the first 24, but I just wanted to be organized in case I had to grid it. But my LNS was able to find 20 count easy guides, so I'm hoping that that count works for me. In regards to charts, I think I've only bought 3. Tiger on Rock and Canopy Heart, both mini and both by Dakota Datweiler, Heaven and Earth Designs. Dakota was retiring, so I put them on layaway. And Leopard Delight by Elizabeth Walker, also mini. Next up is plans. So next year, my main goal, like main goal, is Haystack. I will be doing as much on it as I can. At this stage, I am going to start with having work whips, just because, especially part 3, it gets quite heavy holding it, and I haven't been able to find an easy way to use the Lowry in my car. So at least until it's like I'm not going to manage it unless I work on it at lunch as well, I will be having work whips and hopefully get a few finishes for that. I will have 3 new starts. I think I'm limiting it to that. I can't see me starting anything else, but things do change. On the 1st of January, I will be starting the Grand Library Supersize Max Color by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. On the 18th of January, which is my 15th wedding anniversary, I will be starting El Roan Kiss by Selena Fenich, also Heaven and Earth Designs. That's what that massive piece of cross stitch is for. I don't know if I've still got the mock-up, but I'm kind of wanting to display it with the birth samplers either side of it, eventually in a million years when it is done. And then for my birthday in June, I will be starting Dreaming of Mums by Rosewood Manor, and I am hoping to do that with all of the called for colours. Now, the reason I wanted to get this video out is because I am going to attempt something probably insanely crazy. Starting on the 27th of December, I am going to attempt the 24 hours of cross stitch challenge. I never get a chance to when it's done through the year because we're just busy and I can't do that. And I realized that work shuts down between Christmas and New Year, so it's got perfect opportunity. My auntie's away for Christmas, so I'm going to do it at her house, which means I don't disturb my family. I'm actually also going to do 27 hours of cross stitch. I'm going to alternate between Haystack Sunset and 4 other whips. They are Fairy Bubble Supersize Max Color, Everflowering Garden by Al Forest Embroidery, Apple Blossom Mini by Marianne Broom, and Dogwood Mini by Cindy Christensen. And the reason it's 27 hours is because I want to start and finish with Haystack Sunset. So I think it gets 15 hours over the 27. They will be worked on 3 hours each. I am not counting time where I'm eating or resting between. Like, I've got a couple of activities just to give my body a change of movement. So yeah, I will be going to my auntie's about lunchtime on the 27th, and we'll be going right through till probably like 5 p.m. on the 28th. I'm going to sleep, and then I'll come home early in the morning on the 29th. I am so excited to be able to give this like a red hot go. I don't have to be quiet. As I said, I can just do what needs to be done, and I will be doing sort of a little vlog-like series during that time and putting it out. So hopefully you guys enjoy that and I don't get too delirious. I am also hoping to record my whip parade while I'm off. I think I am going to do it a little bit differently this year. I'm not as organized as I would like, and I don't think I've got the time to do the actual sort of talking through each whip, kind of like I do in the everyday Flosstube. So I am looking at potentially doing a slideshow with some like chill background music. Hopefully this is good enough and you don't hate that style of whip parade. If I get organized enough, I will do it as per normal, but it's likely going to be the backup option. And then for next year, for videos, I know it sounds really counterproductive considering how difficult I found monthly videos this year. I think I'm actually going to try weekly videos again next year. I believe my problem is because it's not part of my routine. Like, a month between is so long, I often don't realize it's been a month. I've put reminders, but it's just not part of my set structure. So I am going to attempt to go back to weekly next year. Obviously it'll be quite boring. There'll be 2 whips every week, maybe even only 1, but we'll see how we go. And yeah, I'm actually really excited for the year ahead. I'm really excited for what cross stitch is bringing for the rest of this year, and I hope you'll join me on this journey. Thank you so much. Have a lovely Christmas if you celebrate. Happy New Year, and I will see you when I see you next. Bye.